Good morning. It is August 31st. Lori and I are back in town. We were gone a little bit longer than we were planning on, and we took an extra day. We just arrived back home on Saturday evening, had a spectacular week away. We were up in Rocky Mountain House for the week, and we had a little bit of a hitch at the beginning of the trip. We had a vehicle breakdown. But once that got taken care of, we had a really good week, had really, really good weather. We had a good time, good rest. I'm really tired. It seems like it's always the way it is. I need another vacation to rest up from a vacation, but it was really good. I needed the time away, and I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to get away. So we are back. Sorry I left you without devotions for 8, 9 days, but I'm sure you survived. Anyway, it's good to be back, and it is August 31st. What happened this day in history on August 31st? Well, in 1895, the first pro football game was played, and the quarterback was paid $10. And when I think of the amount that pro athletes are paid nowadays, it's obscene, the amount of money they make. Like $10 million, $15 million a year for playing a game. Anyway, in 1897, Thomas Edison patented the kinetoscope, which was the kinetographic camera. It was a device which produced moving pictures, and that was patented in 1897. In 1931, Jean Beliveau was born. If you're a hockey fan, he was one of the greats from the Montreal Canadiens, Jean Beliveau. In 1976, George Harrison, if you're a Beatles fan, George Harrison was found guilty of plagiarizing the song My Sweet Lord. And in 1997, on this date, Diana, the Princess of Wales, died in a car crash. So that was August 31st in history. In our devotion this morning, we were talking about the three parables in Luke 15 of something that was lost and was found and then celebrated. And I talked about how God celebrates when his lost children are found and return to him and repent of their sins. There is great celebration. And I also mentioned that devotion how I have almost no memories of my childhood. I often tell people that I didn't have a childhood, and that's because I don't remember it. And I don't remember almost anything before I got saved when I was 16 years old, and very little between that time and the time when I started in Bible school. So I don't know what happened in my childhood, how traumatic it was, something that happened I've almost completely blocked out my childhood. But the reason I'm telling you this right now is that when I started preparing this devotion, the story of the things that were lost and were found and celebrated, the Lord brought back a memory that I haven't thought about in many, many years. And as I said in the devotion, most of the memories I have of my childhood are not good ones. They're painful, but the Lord brought back a memory, and the story's been told many times. That's probably the reason that I can remember, is because my mother has told this story many times. But it's a story of something that was lost and something that was found. And this happened probably I'm thinking about 48 years ago. And we were living in St. John, New Brunswick, and we lived in a property outside the city. And right beside our driveway, when you drive up to the house, there was this big field, nothing in it but just grass. And my little sister, my youngest sister, had picked up my mother's wedding rings. I don't know why she wasn't wearing them at the time, but they were sitting somewhere in the house, and my little sister picked up her diamond and her wedding band and put them on her hand, and then went outside to play. And she's playing in the driveway, throwing rocks into this field, and she throws this rock into the field, and off come my mother's wedding band and her diamond into the field. There was great, great panic that took place. because obviously these were of great, great value to my mother, and they were now lost. Well, what was cool is the whole neighborhood came out. All of our neighbors came out, and we formed this huge line on our driveway and started searching this field for my mother's wedding rings. And I don't know how long it took. I don't remember how long it took, but her wedding rings were found. And there was a celebration in the Ferguson household that my mother's lost wedding rings were found. And as I thought about that, I thought about how much God celebrates when one of us is lost and is found. It's just wedding rings, lost coins, lost sheep. They're one thing, but when one of God's lost children are found, I can only imagine the celebration that takes place in heaven when one of us is found. And as I said in the devotion, don't get discouraged when your children have strayed away or your grandchildren. Lori and I are in the same position. Our children have completely dispensed of Christianity. They don't even call themselves Christians anymore. But we need to keep hope, because God never stops searching for that which is lost. He searches relentlessly for that which is lost because it belongs to Him and it is of great value to Him. So don't lose hope. Keep praying for them, and don't lose hope. Don't be discouraged, because what was lost is still being searched for. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.